Okay, welcome to another episode of DNMs with the Dodgeball dudes. I'm Phil,
And I'm Peter.
and in this series, we're playing the game We're Not Really Strangers. We're just gonna DNM whilst you guys just tune in, and if you're bored, you get to know a bit more about us.
And you see us play
whilst we
with cards.
Yeah, whilst we play with cards. So in this episode, we're gonna do things a bit differently. We're going to take 3 cards, and we're gonna do one from each level. So first level is perception, second level is connection, and third level is reflection. All right. Do you think I've ever been fired from a job? If so, what for? I think we've known each other long enough to know.
Should we do another card?
No. I'm gonna say, if you've ever been fired from a job, you'd be fired as a person that works at the casino. Because if you're at a casino and you're that good with playing cards and coins and chips, I assume, they wouldn't allow you to work at the casino.
This is called a second deal. Yes, I wouldn't work at a casino. I actually applied to work at the Star ages ago, and I don't know why, but I put magician on my resume. I put professional magician for 10 years, and I didn't even get a response. So I think that's why.
Imagine they see the resume like professional magician. Yes, we need a professional magician.
Yeah, good old days. I was actually
That's
keen
too
because I was
funny.
like, I would work at the Star, just because I get to touch cards and But the shift would be at like midnight shift. But I was keen. But yeah, that resume didn't work through.
I am always interested when I walk into the casino to see how much money people blow. It's like watching. It's funny to say when you're watching like people racing, like motorbike racing or like car racing and stuff, and they're always like doing it really well. But I always want to see a crash. It's like the most interesting thing to me, right? So when you see someone in the casino, it's like I want to see how much people lose. It's cool to see if people win. But then I just want to see how much they lose, just how much they're gonna spend, and just see the disappointment in their eyes and see if they learned their lesson.
I don't think you've been fired from a job. I think you've probably quit your job or resigned. I mean, you have
That's
your
true.
own business, so that makes sense that people get into business, I guess, because they don't want to take orders from someone, or they don't want to work underneath someone. They want to work for themselves. So
Yeah, and the job I had was working at Domino's, but I literally worked at Domino's just because 2 of my other best mates from high school was there.
did they get you the job?
Yeah, I guess so, because they both worked there, and I'm like, yeah, could I work there? And they're like, yeah, I'll see. And they asked the manager, they needed someone. I'm like, all right, cool. And then we just worked with them for a while in my year 12 years,
What was your favorite part of the job?
hanging out with friends whilst working. It literally, yeah. We could be like just doing orders and whatnot, and just helping each other out. I think working with mates, like honest mates, makes your job much more fun, makes the shift faster, and we got to get pizzas for free or like for really, really cheap. Would make
Man,
whatever
that's so
pizza
good.
we want. Yeah, I think something quite satisfying is to chop slice the pizzas up and then box it up.
Did you guys ever have a race?
I don't think we ever had a race, but when we did it, it'd just be like you can see how quick they are. And I think the game we played was like to do it as quick as possible and to see if like how evenly cut. Yeah, because if you do it and then there's a really small like triangle piece, like nah, you fucked up. How can you become a better person?
Oof. Getting deep.
How can you become a better person?
Ooh, I have one. Should I say it?
Yeah. You might spark something in me because I'm sort of going in a weird loop at the moment.
I think I can become a better person by speaking my mind more openly and honestly when I feel I need to. I think because of like just my surroundings, like how I was parented or things I saw from my parents or just people around me, it's a bit hard for me to not open up but just share my thoughts in the moment. And I think it's out of the fear of being rejected, which I think is normal for everyone. So sometimes I'll withhold what I'm gonna say just to prevent any conflict or anything, or any potential conflict, which most likely wouldn't happen. And I think for me, having the bravery to or the courage to say what I want in the moment is going to help me become a better person, because I'm not hiding, my true opinions by just maybe agreeing when I actually disagree. So by actually being truthful in the moment, I think that's gonna make me a better person. Bringing my truth into the moment, that's what I'm gonna do. That's gonna make me a better person.
Okay. That did spark something in me. So for me, I do think before I speak, and I'm not the type to not say things that's in my head. I usually, me, I usually just say it. Sometimes I say without even thinking, just because it's so natural, or it's like very genuine of me to just say it. But I think how I can become a better person is by knowing how to articulate the sentence in the way that I want to portray what I'm trying to say. Does that make sense?
You articulated that very well.
Because I feel like sometimes I might say something, I want to portray it in a certain way, but maybe the volume, maybe the way I said it might not be the way I was hoping it would be taken in by, or the way I say it they might take it in another way, which is hard because you have to know that person and how they would absorb the information, not only how you're presenting it, or like, what am I trying to say? Like,
so it's kind of like you're considering how they're going to receive it.
Yeah, as well as, because you might say it to you might say the exact same thing, the exact same way to two people, but they'll receive it differently.
Yeah.
Because of who they are, which
that makes sense.
Which is not really your fault. But it's something that if you want to become a better communicator to someone that you really care for, then you have to consider that as well.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think my initial mindset around communication is just say it how you would normally say it, and however they receive it, that's up to them. But I think a good communicator considers both aspects. So how you say it, but then considering how they're receiving it, like how they're going to receive it based on their own knowledge or who they are as a person.
I think another thing is, how can you become a better person in terms of like disagreements, conflict resolutions, knowing how to deal with that in a mature, civil way is also a big pillar to know how to do it properly. Because in terms of conflict resolution and arguments, it's a lot of the times it's like the heat of the moment as well. You don't want you to say something you didn't mean. You don't want to keep arguing or proving if you think you're right, but then the other person is on the other spectrum where they're in a heated conversation. They're not going to lose. They don't want to lose the argument or whatever. And just knowing when to diffuse that situation, or knowing what to say in the heat of the moment, so then it doesn't escalate even further to the point where you can't bring it back, is a huge skill.
Oh, definitely. It is a huge skill.
Yeah.
And I think it just comes through more exposure to those situations. Which
that topic there would also revert back to how you communicate and, how they were going to receive the whatever you're saying as well, which is a whole thing. How do you even get better at that? Do you listen to professionals argue? What do you do?
I think it's one, continuing to learn how to do that through watching videos and consuming content on how to improve, but then also being in those situations yourself. Like for me, if being in a situation of conflict, that's one of those moments where I want to be a bit more brave to speak up. But before you do it, you want to make sure that the people that you're doing it with, that you're in a safe enough place to be able to share what you want to say. Because the last thing you want is to share your opinion and then be shut down, or be yelled at or something, because that just indicates that in the future, if you do share something like that again, you're less likely to, because from your past experience, you've been shut down. So yeah, it's a whole thing.
Yeah, and there can always be that time where you'd say something, the conversation's done, the next day comes, and you're like, oh, I should have said this instead, or I knew I should have said this, but in the moment I didn't realize I should have said it. And even though you were exposed to that, it didn't come naturally for you to say what you wanted to say because of the heat of the moment. And that's a whole thing, isn't it? It's like, but I guess if you knew afterwards, is it too late? Maybe it's not too late. Maybe if you did bring it up, then it could make the situation better, depending on how that conversation went down. So I guess bottom line is what we both came to conclusion of is all to do with to become a better person, as we want to get better at communicating.
Yeah, I mean, basically, communication is so crucial in this world. Shall we move on to the next question?
Next question, level 3.
The final question of this episode.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. How would you describe me to a stranger? I'll be like, you see that guy over there? He's a sneaky fucker. If he's showing you a magic trick, never look at him in the eyes. Because if you look at him in the eyes, that's when he'll pull something sneaky.
I'm sure that's your joke response.
No, that's completely honest.
Oh, fuck, okay.
Let's see, how would I describe you to a stranger? So, very good guy, very hardworking, very... oh man, what was that thing? Remember that thing that Amanda asked us to do for her? And there was like all these, and you did it as well. There's this list of like characteristics that you sent to all your friends.
It's called the Johari Window. So it's basically qualities on a list. You choose words that describe you, and then you send that list to your friends, and then they choose words that describe you. Yeah. And then all those words come up in a grid. Arena,
blind spot, facade, and unknown. It's like known to self, known to others, known to self, not known to others, not known to self, known to others, not known to self, not known to others. So, I mean, I did that for you. I don't remember what I put, but now that I'm going through the words now, I definitely did clever, because you are a sneaky bitch, you are. Caring, cheerful, dependable, friendly, energetic, happy, helpful, giving. You do spend a lot of time doing stuff for yourself, but then you also spend equally the amount of time doing stuff for others, which is really cool. I remember at one point in my life, I was doing a lot of things for others, especially after my breakup, because I feel like I wanted to be with people. I always did stuff for other people. But then eventually I found out that it's good to be a bit selfish sometimes and look after and take care of yourself. I feel like I do help people, but not as much anymore, because I want to help myself instead and give myself more me time to figure out who I am and what I want to do with my life and stuff like that.
No, that's so important. Like, once you've filled your own cup, you're able to pour your water into other people's cups, so you can help more people.
That's a great analogy.
I can tell you the exact words that you chose. You chose clever, observant, wise, happy, caring, and searching.
I think wise is a great one. And I know that in the past few years, you've become more and more wise. You've been reading more books. You've been following people that inspires you in the sense that in terms of like life and like life journey. You've been teaching me all these things about, man, in the past few months, you've told me a lot of stuff. I'm just trying to like pick those words out now. The words I'm thinking is yin and yang. Was that something? Is the thing to do with your element and you doing stuff so that it's pulling you towards your element and you're
like Ayurveda?
Say you're the element of fire, remember? And
that was like Ayurveda. It was like around your health. I'm still learning about that, but it's like everyone has like a core element.
Yes.
Which I can't talk too much about right now because I don't know that much.
But
that's one thing. Yeah, I'm still learning.
Yeah, and you're telling me about like, you know, the health industry. You're telling me stuff about all these other YouTubers that inspires you. Bit editing. Even though you're quite young, I'm sure you're a lot more wiser than a lot of people your age.
I just turned 16, so I'm quite young.
Congrats, 2 more years, then you can drink some alcohol. But yeah, I feel like this Johari's window is quite interesting. I mean, if people are interested in doing it for us, maybe we can leave a link in the comment section below, because I'd be interested to see what all my mates, Dodgeball, fam, or friends think about me that I might not know. I'm sure it was quite insightful for you.
Yeah, the words that came up for me in the arena, which is known to me and known to others, is accepting, friendly, kind, observant, reflective, and wise. Reflective being the one that's been chosen the most. And then in my blind spot, people put caring, knowledgeable, and searching. Yeah, that's it.
It's pretty cool. It's good that we have that there, because I could have chosen so many more words on this list, but with that quiz or whatever it is,
Yeah,
made me have to specifically choose how many words? Like
5.
5 or something? Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna look at the list yet, but I'm just gonna. It's funny because like when you said the question, the first thing that came to my head was bubbly. Like you're quite you're quite a bubbly person. Like very friendly, very easy to talk to, very open, as in like open to learning, open to understanding other people.
Like open-minded.
Open-minded, funny. Okay, I'm gonna pull up the list now because that might help. Caring, happy, cheerful, relaxed, extroverted, and accepting. Yeah, I think you're quite accepting of most people. Extroverted, you're quite out there. You thrive with friends and connection with other people. You're caring, like you really care for your friends. It's in your giving nature to care.
Yeah, I'm a big giver. But I'm actually pretty bad with giving gifts.
The easy way is just to give something from the store.
Yeah, which it's like, yeah, it is easy, but then is it thoughtful? I don't know. If I had all the money in the world, then I'd go straight to Amazon and buy something that's cool as well, But pretty bad at gift giving. But I give in other ways, I suppose. In terms of relaxed, I always feel like I'm relaxed, but I want to truly know. Eventually, I'll get a Garmin watch, because the Garmin watches actually tells you how stressed you are. It'd be very interesting to see if it tells me.
Because it'll tell you your heart rate, which is the main thing you need to know. Like for me, right now it's 64, which it just went up to 82.
Damn.
Well, does yours have a heart rate?
Yeah, 86. But mine's like all over the place, to be honest. I don't trust it sometimes. And something else is that I don't have my watch close to my, like it's very loose.
It needs to be like right loose. Against it.
Whenever I do work out though, then I put it one buckle closer, so it is a bit. It's more accurate.
When I said relax, it's more in the sense of like you are like easygoing with life. Yeah, like no matter how stressed you are with work or things you have going on, you're always like open to chat, or you're like you go with the flow of life, which I really like.
Yeah, I feel like the only times I'm most stressed is Christmas. But even then, I think after everything's been done, in terms of planning for the Christmas period, then I'm still not that stressed. Hey, it's just stressful knowing that this is the period to get the most money that's meant to help you throughout the rest of the next few months. And you want everyone to perform and you want to do well and stuff like that. But I feel like because I've been doing it for so long that I know how to like manage my emotions and still be a leader.
Yeah. That was a nice thoughtful 3 questions. It was. Thanks for watching, guys. We hope you enjoyed that episode. It was quite a fun one. It went quite deep, and it's only been the 2nd episode. But yeah, if you enjoyed it, then please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you're notified for future videos. And if you have any questions for us, then yeah, leave a comment down below and ask us the question, and we will get through them. We might just add them as a bonus question to the end of the 3 cards when we do an episode like this. What do you think?
Yeah, I like that. And that outro is good. I like that. We're
thank you.
Better at this.
You should watch our outro for like one of the first videos that we made.
Yeah.
I mean, even recently, yeah. But yeah, we are getting better.
I'm Phil.
And I'm Peter.
And we are the Dodgeball Dudes.
We are the Dodgeball Dudes.
Alright, stay awesome and we'll see you next time.